we're back.
Hello, we're back. How's it going?
It's going. Actually, it's just started to rain, and it is a little chilly today.
Wow, I have the exact opposite here. It's been mostly around 100 degrees every day. So, yeah,
Yeah, it's like in the
it's
60s right now. It's not so bad. It was really warm all week. Got a lot of sun this week. It's nice. Got to walk the dog, but today is a little chilly. Hence the hoodie, and it was raining.
yeah. So I'm pretty excited. This week has been amazing. We got some amazing results, and I'm really excited to talk about those today. So having done like product launches and startups before, you're always very apprehensive when you start something new, and you're working on it. You go through the bug fixes, you go through the QA and all of that kind of stuff, and then you get to this point where it's done, and because you can see adoption, you can see people loving it, and that is just an amazing feeling. And we've had that twice this past week, and I can't I'm just excited because as I've always maintained, I'm fundamentally a product guy. I live, breathe, and love building things that people love, and we have that now, and so this is really exciting when we can get more and more people onboarded because they see the value, they see the vision, and they're excited by it. So there's definitely a big buzz about Vitruvio now, and this is the point we've been waiting for a while, and it's just really excited.
Now,
So yeah, the I have some special guests here also today, to celebrate with us. Well, I mean, we have one. We have two special guests, but one you already know. So yeah, so we're gonna talk about that, and yeah, give you a lot of updates. And I think there's a lot of information here that people are gonna like. So yeah.
is that Nick with hat? It's funny. Zach back. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been here. I haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
I
Cool.
think it's just you've been hanging out with the everyone at 1 a.m. Eastern
Yes. Yeah.
all week.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're doing evening sessions with the Zach from Australia, and
Yeah.
the date sessions with the Zach from the USA. So yeah. All right. Well, let's get going here. So I'm gonna bring my slide deck on here, and let's start this download. Welcome, everyone. This is the Vitruvio download, where every week we review the events of the past week and talk to you about what is coming up in the next week. This is season 3, episode 10. Can you believe that already? We are already at season 3, episode 10. It's June 7th, 2024. I'm Nick Kalyani, founder and CEO, and I'm super excited to be with you, the community here today, and fill you in on what's going on. At the top, we have, as always, news about our protocol and the number of validators. And guess what? This weekend we had, sorry, not this weekend, this week, we crossed the threshold. We now have 308 validators. So this is amazing. It continues to secure our network, and be really good in terms of decentralization. Now, last download, I promised I would look into some of the pending things. We are still kind of going through them, but there are two things that we have sort of done an audit on and are ready to move forward on. And so that's two things. One is super early birds, and then the stakes accelerate vesting acceleration. So this weekend, we're going to initiate that. I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take. It might take a couple days, maybe 3, to finish the whole process. But those two pending things are at the top of our list, because I know a lot of people in the community are looking for that. So we'll get those done. There's other pending things also, and we'll get to those. Like I said, everything that has been committed to, we'll get to. It's just a matter of time. Some things take a little longer than others, especially given that we have a small team and a lot of priorities in terms of keeping things moving very fast. So we'll take care of all of those things. Now, what we want to do is talk a little bit about Vitru Suite, which is sort of our flagship set of products. And in order to talk a little bit more about that, I would like to first of all bring our resident creator lead and art expert, Fur. How are you, Fur? Welcome.
Hey, always good to see everyone here. So thanks for having me this week.
Yep.
Um, yeah, go ahead.
And I'd like to bring on another special guest from Team Brazil. That is Norberto. How are you, Norberto? Great to see you.
Mike's mute.
You
Yeah,
still can't hear you.
so just
There
yeah,
you
I
go.
just forgot to unmute me. So hello, thanks Nick for the invitation. Hello, her. Nice to be here for the first time.
Yeah, it's great to have you. So for let's do a quick recap on what the events were that were True Suite related this past week. So let's hear about them.
Okay, so after the incredible success at launch, and it's still ongoing success because every piece that drops in the V2 search gets picked up in minutes. So, first of all, I'm very grateful to all the investors who are being like super fast on the trigger. It's kind of hard, like, as I know a lot of people that want to collect and, they don't get there in time, but because of this extreme success, we had some people trying to take advantage of that. And so our past week has been full focus on implementing moderation and making sure that we get rid of the people that are trying to take advantage of our successful launch. So it's been a exhausting week in that sense, trying to make sure, because that's the thing, right? We had a plan, and there's so much in the pipeline to get accomplished, and we kind of like had to put all of that on the side to focus on fixing people's bad attitude. So I really dislike when things like this happen, but I am super grateful for the team in Brazil as well. Like we have Norberto here. I'll let him talk a little bit about what we've been up to, but they've been doing amazing.
Yeah, so Norberto, by way of introducing you to the community, you're one of the leaders at your organization. You've been there for a long time, and you've stepped into sort of the role of managing this project because, A, it's mission critical to us, and it's important to your business also to see it grow. I'd love to hear from you in like you've been at it a week now, right? So
Yeah.
what are some successes you saw, and what are some challenges you saw?
Well, the first thing, of course, being on board for sort of a week, it was a big challenge for me personally. But I think that we could get along pretty well. So I got things moving forward, and I think that the launch itself was a big hit, and it was a great place to be and participate with you because it showed us that all the effort and the hours that we spent in coding and fixing and testing worth the wait. So I hope that the community can uh, enjoy all the things that we helped to put up with you. So it was really fun. Of course, we are exhausted, but it was fun. It's been a great experience to be with you.
Yeah, and what are some of the challenges your team has faced?
Well, first thing is everything happens really fast. So the volume and the new features that we had to develop and test and put everything in place regarding the Web 2 and Web 3, I think it was the most challenging aspect of it because we had to do a lot of things in a very short period of time. So it was fun, though. Yeah.
Yeah, your team is a very quick. I mean, I'll create a simple example or something, and they'll take it and run with it, and boom, like a few hours later, it'll be in production. So
Yeah.
I really love that. I really love it. It's like a brand new concept, and boom, it's there. So I just want to thank you first of all for all the effort for stepping up. It's I've said this before. I love engineering processes that are structured, well designed, and work. And you are very methodical in your approach. You don't miss a single thing. We'll go through our meetings, our daily meetings, and I might miss a few things, but you'll remind me that, hey, we said that. So I love that. And it is by now very obvious, and so it should, I think the community should know that we are committed to the Vitruvio engineering team being Team Brazil, right? Like, so we are going expanding, and we are constantly adding to your scope. And as we do that, more and more developers will be involved in the project, and we hope to grow, and both of us can be mutually successful. So I'm really excited about that. But the other thing that I'm really excited about is now that we've got sort of studio and store shipping. Shipping is a big thing. Like, you can be in design development forever and be all excited, but it doesn't matter until you ship, right? And now we've shipped, and that's great. We'll keep refining and improving that. But our attention now moves to Stream, which is very, very big part of our business and a very significant part. Now, the cool thing is that your business is entirely built upon digital signage and streaming and things like that. So now we can leverage all your years of experience, and also relationships. You have some great relationships with some of the top vendors in the world, of the manufacturers rather, of hardware devices, etc. So we're really excited about that.
Count on us. It's been, well, for me personally, I've been in this market of digital signage for the past 18 years. So we understand a little bit, not only here in Brazil, but also in the US. So it's going to be a nice journey to be with you.
Yep. And I know that there's development going on around Stream. I've seen some of that in action. It looks really, really good. And to the community here, I had committed that Nelio would be back one day and we would do a live Fire Stick demo. So we are still planning on doing that. I have my Fire Stick ready. Nelio had to go on a special project, which requires pretty much all his attention, but he'll be back soon. And we'll be doing that Fire Stick demo very soon. It just got pushed back a little bit, but it is happening. So Norberto, I can't thank you enough. Thanks again for coming here today. I'm going to do a more sort of focused Vitru Suite update. So please stick around, both of you. We can talk a little bit more about that also. All right. So let's do this. Let's go through some of the details here. So it looks like right now, based on our stats, we have some 900 plus artworks that were consigned. Unfortunately, about 300 of them had to be blocked. They turned out to be, bad actors, etc. But the good thing is that we are able to block them all before they were able to do any damage, which really means claim any funds or anything like that. So, and 500 plus are now in the process. So this includes both that our consignment is completed, and we are estimating that based on the number of accounts that are being created. More and more artists are creating accounts in studio all the time. They start the process. It does take a little bit of time for them to get going. As Fer was hinting earlier, the average sale time after consignment is gone in 60 seconds, baby. Yeah, this is amazing. We just love the enthusiasm of our community, and we just love the enthusiasm of the artists as they are stepping up. As you can see, and I'll show you here in a second, the quality of art is really, really amazing. So now, thanks to Norberto's team, and they are essentially, they worked very hard to almost, I would say, overnight build a new community moderated consignment request system. So what we had before is that basically artists would consign their work and boom, it would immediately be on search. But we've learned our and we have improved. And so now what we have is a system where the artist will consign, say, I'm done, and it immediately goes into a backend admin system that is community moderated. So our goal is never to be fully centralized. Our goal is to be as decentralized as possible. But what we'll do is we have a handful of moderators right now, and we'll continue adding to them so that when something is consigned, it really gets reviewed in very quickly, in 5 to 15 minutes, and then gets live. But what this does is enables us to block before consignment. So that is the exciting part here, and we'll keep adding more trusted community moderators over time. And we are also in the process of expediting the creator KYC system. So as you know, we are already doing this with validators. We have a partnership with Synapse and with Creator KYC. We'll basically allow artists, creators, to choose what level of KYC they want to engage in. And later, what we'll do is we will use that on-chain KYC level to determine what permissions they have in the system. Fer, you had some ideas around pricing on that. What were you thinking in terms of creator KYC and the link to pricing?
Sorry, I was on mute. Well, what we want to ensure here when doing KYC is that as a collector, like besides being a creator, I'm also a collector. Both myself and Nick have already purchased artwork from people that were either, scammers or impersonating someone else. And we want to stop that. So if someone, even if they do KYC, they have one account and they put something and they're not, if they're low-level KYC, that could still make them able to put like a small price artwork. And, it's if they do something that in that scenario and it's bad, okay, it's a small loss. But to make sure that collectors are protected and the artists feel, like how they can, let's say, like wear with pride a badge that says I am verified. We're implementing KYC in a way that all the high-level artwork has to be through a high-level KYC system. So if an artist sells an artwork at the range of $5,000 or higher, I would make sure that they are in the top-level KYC. So that makes everyone safer and happier. And I can guarantee I've seen several comments from holders who are concerned that artists will not want to do KYC. And I can tell you that it's not the case. If you look at the history with Twitter, before you could buy, the badge, because now you can buy and they verify you. So it is anyone, like people would fight for an opportunity to have that badge because people wanted to be verified. One of the things, like people approach me, like I've been on this for several years, so I've been approached like by all platforms you can think of. And some of them would get in touch with me and say, I can get you in this platform and you're going to have a verified badge. And I was like, I don't want to be in your platform, but just so you know, this is a sales pitch, the whole idea of having a verified badge. So creators will want to do the KYC, and we're working, that's exactly what Nick was saying before, we're working on this pipeline to make sure that it's done the right way. But the levels of pricing are going to, be related to the level of KYC. Nick, did you want me to mention something related to collector credits?
Yeah, so let's talk about that a little bit. We are going to continue to build upon our collector credit model. I think it's an excellent model. It has worked really well. Now, you saw a slide here where we saw that some 300 plus artists were blocked, and some of our community members used their collector credits rather to buy those. We want to refund you. We want to give you back your collector credits. So what we have now is we are working on a process where you can submit that information. We'll probably have a Google form. You can just put in what artwork you purchased, and we'll go verify that it was in fact blocked. The funds were not taken because we were able to block them successfully. So it's no problem for us to issue you new collector credits for the ones that were used. We can't revert the ones you used, but we can give you the equivalent number back. So do not worry if you bought some fake artwork. We will also be sort of expunging that artwork completely, the fake artwork, so you won't have that sitting around in your wallet. We are essentially going to burn those. This is a resolution. Expect to see more information about it in the coming week, and you'll get your collector credits back. So no one will be left with bad artwork or with their collector credits used without recourse. So we'll take care of everyone there. So that's always been the case. Now, what I want to do here is share with you a screen again on Vitru Search and show you a cool new feature. So first of all, we were a bit wary about the sort order, and we were showing sort of older artworks first because we weren't sure about the quality of the artworks that were being listed first, and a lot of them were from scammers. But now that we have the moderation system done, we have the search so that the freshest artworks show up first. And as you're probably seeing, there's a lot of red dots here. So I'm going to turn to my artist friend here to explain what the heck is going on there.
Okay, so one of our missions is to bridge the traditional industry into the NFT industry. And it is a common practice on exhibitions, on art fairs, any event in person that is done in the traditional art industry to have the use of red dots to point artworks that have been sold. So our dear friend Dr. Martin was telling us, like about his recent exhibition, and he was saying like, how about we put red dots in there? And I was like, well, you know what? That's brilliant. So Nick also, loved the idea, and it's the same. We want people to have the same experience of when you walk into an exhibition that is, it's big in the traditional industry to have like an opening night. So you go to the opening night and you look around and they all have this red dot. It means like the exhibition was an absolute success. All those pieces are sold and, like we achieved greatness. So looking in a page like this and seeing all the red dots, they're all sold, and it is beautiful to the eyes of people who understand this. So we want to educate the community from, like the NFT community. A lot of people are not used to this because they are new to the art world. But in the art perspective, this is like very easy to understand. And I hope that you guys see the impact that it causes when you look at a page with all these red dots that mean sold. So I'm very excited with this feature. Thanks, Nico.
Me too. I love it. I just think, it's very symbolic. And I love that we have started building that bridge back to Web 2, because look, if we are going to get 100,000 artists on here, it's not going to be by shoving alien concepts down their throat. We have to meet them at least halfway, if not almost all the way to where they are, so we can get them. And we are committed. We are committed to bringing all the galleries, all the museums, all the foundations, all the artists. 84% of them are not yet in Web 3. And Vitruvio is where they are going to be. So we are going to scale this up very, very fast and very, very big. Speaking of scaling, you can help if you're a creator or you're a crypto investor, etc. One of the things we want to start building is a culture where artists don't do marketing. This is the promise of Vitruvio. This is the broken system in Web3 right now, where artists spend 85% of their time marketing. They don't create. And we are flipping that equation. We are adamant that artists should be creating art and not promoting their art. And what we want to do is we want to take the existing and very successful model of affiliate marketing that exists in the world today. You look at your big retailers like Amazon, etc. They employ hundreds of thousands of affiliates. When I say employ, use is what I mean. And those affiliates make money simply by promoting the products that cater to their audiences. So if you have a niche audience, what you can do in the near future here, thanks to Norberto's team, is create a dynamic store. Feature those artworks, mark them up, and sell them. So you'll be able to do that. And you're already seeing a taste of how we might be able to do that with this cool feature here called Curate Stack. I've demoed it to you before, but now we finally have it in production. It's fully ready, etc. So I'm going to challenge all the creators out there and all the crypto investors out there also to go and try this feature. Go find interesting artworks that you like, turn on this feature, just check them. And it's almost like a shopping cart. You go and you find these, you check them. And then once you've done a few of these, you click here, and you will have to log in. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here. And that will send me a code. So I'll look to my phone right now to see when I get that code. It takes a moment. Now, once you get that code, then what you're going to be able to do, there we go. I got my code. Let's see. It is 976. 447. All right. So I'm in. And now I have a publish stack option. And we are going to create multiple channels for you to publish from. But currently we have video gallery enabled. And we have lots of different soundtracks. And we're going to keep adding them here. So you can put a beautiful soundtrack. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. But give this a title. So I'm going to call this Nick's Picks. I think I've done 2 before. So I'm going to call this 3. And you hit publish. And what this is going to do, while you're waiting, it's going to play the background music, and you can pause that if you want. But it's going to take maybe a minute or so. You're allowed 15 maximum artworks in a curated stack, and boom, it's ready. And now what you have is this beautiful video that's been created for you with the artists and their profile images and their artworks there with background music ready to go. So what I challenge people to do, it's going a bit crazy there. All right, so you can click the share button, and you can either copy the clipboard, or you can go blast it directly to X /Twitter. Do that for your friends' artworks, etc. We are just celebrating at this point, but in the near future, you will be able to put a curator fee on there. And guess what? When someone buys from that video, you make money. The artist makes money, and the platform makes money. So this is a win-win-win for everybody. So let's get this going and promote some of the cool artworks we have here, make some videos and blast them out. So yeah, this is a really cool feature, Norberto, and I appreciate that your team has worked hard, especially to make sure that some of the initial issues around preview, etc., that were broken are now working. So this is great. So what is coming up next? I think a lot of creators are interested in knowing. So I think we already talked about creator KYC. But the top question we get from a lot of artists is, when can I consign more? So maybe we can talk a little bit about that. Do you want to address that, or you want to talk about it?
No, I can talk about it a little bit, and I'm sure you can, add the extra. So yes, like I have a lot of artists that I know are super excited. They have collections ready and they want to move forward. So we want that to happen soon. And of course, after the experience with this first week, we want to make sure that we implement a system so it's safe for everyone to move forward. So we're getting the KYC implemented. We're introducing the feature to add more artwork in the studio. And of course, it takes time to implement those things. But as soon as KYC is implemented, we will feel safe to allow artists to move into putting a full collection. And I know people that have a few ready, so I can't wait to see them. Yeah, that's a short version, but yeah, go ahead and add.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to do the technology implementation of it. What we specifically are going to allow you to do is to upload and consign more artworks. But very specifically, this will be the first time that in the industry, there will be an elastic licensing feature. Mm-hmm. So this is a new and exciting feature Vitruvio is introducing. And what it does is it takes the headache away of the decision to, how many editions should I have? What should the price be? And all of that. We're going to take that away from the artist. You can make those decisions if you want. We always want to give you that. But it's a headache for most artists. And with elastic licensing, which we'll talk about more when it's available, you basically give the ability for the collector to decide the number of editions based on how much they're willing to pay. So that is coming up, and we are super, super, super excited about that. So for Norberto, any closing remarks, please do so. Thank you so much for coming on here, and I look forward to continuing to build this up and to the success of all the creators in the world.
Yeah, I'll have Norberto say something first. But before he unmutes his mic, well, he already did, but I wanted to say we love our Asians. Just a fun fact, Brazil, like specifically São Paulo, has the biggest population of Japanese people outside Japan. So you'll see a lot of Japanese locals.
Yeah, and that's right. And that's why when people say, well, you're Brazilian, I say yes. Do you speak Portuguese? Yes. Do you speak Japanese? I say no. I understand nada from Japanese, but yeah, it's a fun fact. And actually, my father immigrated from Japan, so he's part of these huge people that live outside Japan. And so, for closing, Nick, thanks again for the invitation. My pleasure to be here. I'm sorry I'm not fun or full of data as Nelio, but I'm sure he's going to be back soon.
I think you're a lot of fun, and I think I love working with you. And like I said, we're all different personalities, and it takes all kinds to make a team. And you have your own special skills, and we are very grateful, Norberto, that we are proceeding under your leadership with this. We'll take a couple of those questions also, but I do want to talk about the Japanese element you just talked about. So my daughter's good friend is exactly that. Like, they're Japanese family, but they are from Sao Paulo, so they go there regularly. They cannot speak a lick of Japanese. And in fact, we are like sharing, we went to Japan. So we were sharing ideas because they went to Japan recently on like what to see and all of that kind of stuff, and when they go to Japan, they're kind of, people assume they'll speak Japanese, but they're like, no,
sure.
Yeah. There's some relevant questions here, so let's take them first.
Okay.
Let's see here. So there's a question about how are you going to solve the situation where genuine artists have been blocked and are a bit stuck? I'm in a situation where my artwork was blocked, later unblocked, but my account is blocked. So let's address that first.
I can talk about that first, and then you can talk about the tech part. But the reason why some people are unblocked and is still blocked is because I know some people were very, very frustrated that the artwork was showing as blocked. So I went to an admin and I unblocked them for viewing on search. But it requires a change in the contract to unblock for you to retrieve your funds. So I'm not able to do that, and it is on the pending list. But that's why some people are already unblocked, because I have seen them on the list. I have verified, it is one of our artists, and I'm so sorry about this. And that brings me to something. I cannot say enough of this. Stop sending me DMs. Everyone that has a problem, send me a DM, and they expect me to fix this. I have a huge list, and I can't actually do my work if you guys keep sending that. But we have the Telegram group is like going well, super effective. Huge shout out to Dr. Martin for stepping up. Guys, remember, he's a volunteer. He's helping us, but please don't abuse his patience as well, because he's doing his best. And we are a small team. So everything that, we put on the announcements channel, we put on the FAQ, before you ask anyone, please read those, because we have addressed this. We have mentioned how we are still looking into the blocked situation. I just learned that there's a few more in the list that I haven't checked yet, but I was busy with moderation for the new artworks, as well as, in the meantime, someone puts like a request to view there. So it's a lot, but we are getting through them all. So I'm sorry for the mess, but we had to take strong measures because of the situation during this week. But we're getting on track, and it's coming to a good place now. So thanks for the patience.
Yeah. So please go to dreamverse.vitruvio.xyz, which will take you straight to our Telegram group, and that's where you can find all the answers. So once again, I think we are out of questions on the art related topics. But if there are any more, I will certainly answer those. But again, for Norberto, thank you. Get back to work now. Yes. All right.
A lot to do. Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
Have a great weekend. See you. All right, we'll continue here now. I'm gonna get this banner out of the way, and we'll continue with our regularly scheduled programming. All right. So last week we reported that USDC poll was live. I just wanted to reiterate that it is really exciting to see some of the traction with the USDC coin on Vitruvio. So if you haven't yet done that, you can go to usdc.vitruvio.xyz and bridge USDC from Polygon over to here. So, I do have to remove you from the stage so you can take off. Sorry about that. Thank you. All right. So in order to celebrate USDC, we launched a new project last Sunday called Vortex. And I want to give you an update on that and share a lot of details about that. So let's go. So Vortex stats to begin with. So 6,200 plus Vortex NFTs minted in the first 5 days. That is amazing. We have planned a creator challenge when we hit 10,000 Vortex NFTs minted. I assumed it would be a few weeks, and here we are almost there. The creator challenge is really exciting because in the Vortex NFT game, essentially there are 24 runic alphabets, and the challenge for the creators will be to create 24 cards. So that challenge is coming up, but we are already at 6,200 here, so I expect that we'll hit 10,000 very, very soon. Now, we've got some daily airdrops going on for the first 25 days. So we had 4 of those already, and it's been very, very exciting. So they are at 10 p.m. PST every day, and you can see the airdrop winners. I'm going to share my sheet with you here and show you what's going on. So in this sheet here, we have tabs on the bottom, one for each day, and you can see the winners that are there for every day. So each day we pick 40. You heard me, 40 winners, and that's 10 for each rarity. Let me zoom this in a bit more so you can see it a little better here. So we have 4 rarities for the Vortex token. We have common, rare, ultra, and epic. And so what we do daily is we pick 10 winners in each one, and the common get 100 Vitru, the rare get 200 Vitru, ultra get 300 Vitru, and epic get 400 Vitru. So we have been tracking it in the spreadsheet. We are actually working on implementing this feature within the contracts itself. So starting next week, this will be instantaneous. But this week, we are working on doing the fulfillment, and we expect that that'll be done latest by tonight. So we expect that all the current, I guess it would be 160 winners will get their Vitru NFT tokens. So they can claim from that. Now, in addition, one of the things we've been doing is introducing new and exciting things. And yesterday was the first time we did a live pick. What that was is for all the people who attended the airdrop, we asked them to submit addresses, and we threw them into a hopper and randomly picked winners. So there were 20 NFT winners yesterday. So here's why this is important. All right, you show up for that airdrop, and you get a chance to win a free NFT. And guess what? That NFT then becomes eligible for the daily airdrop. And it becomes eligible for the lifetime revenue share from streaming from the entire Vitruvio blockchain. So it is advantageous for you to show up for the airdrop and submit your address. We're probably going to do this live pick every day. Yesterday we did 2 of them. So who knows? We might do more coming forward, and we might also have additional challenges. So let's look at the daily numbers a little bit here. We are on a good trajectory here. We've been growing approximately 15% on our daily mint, and we expect to see that continue going forward. So thanks to the community. I really appreciate all your support. We are working on making Vortex one of the most engaging and exciting experiences on Vitruvio. And this is always the case. We are going to engage both creators, gamers, and crypto investors in there. So this is what it's going to be. So let's talk a little bit more about how that's going to work. All right. So first of all, if you haven't already minted your NFT, you can go to launch.honcho.exchange and do that. And here you can see that the mint price is currently 10.6207. Actually, let me refresh the page. There we go. So it increases by 0.001 with every mint. All right. So it is in your interest, if you're going to mint sooner. Now, the thing is that you can choose a block of up to 50 to mint, and all those 50 will be at that same price. So the price only increases per transaction, not per mint. So for your 50, you will pay that same price. So that's one thing that's good. Now, on this page, there are a few links that you will probably want to visit. So the first one is the project info page. So this is our Gitbook page where we keep all the information about the project. So you will find information about rarity, etc. And in particular, I want to draw your attention to this table here, where it talks about the probabilities of minting a more rare NFT sooner rather than later. So as you can see, as more and more of these are sold, the probabilities change. So right now you have a higher probability of getting an epic or an ultra than you would later. So you can see how the epic, ultra rare, etc., they drop over time. So the further we get into the sale, the more the less likely it is that you will get an epic or rare. So if you're going to do it, you should do it sooner. Now, there's also information here about the max supply, so you can track exactly what's going on. Now, this here highlights that 1% of the streaming revenue will go to each rarity category. And as you can see, the numbers are larger for the less rare NFTs, so they'll be spread among more people, and the numbers are smaller for the more rare NFTs, and so the revenue will be shared by fewer people. And finally, the symbols I was talking about are right here. They are the Elder Futhark runic alphabet, and each of these symbols is on an NFT. So when you mint an NFT, you don't know the rarity, you don't know the symbol you're going to get until it's minted and in your wallet, and then you can see that each of these have symbolism. They have a name and they have symbolism, and that symbolism is going to be contextual and useful in the Vortex world. Speaking of that, we have enabled Vitruscope, so you can go see your Vortex NFT. So if you click on Vortex NFTs, you will see each one. You will see the name of it. The rarity of it, the name of it, and you'll see the symbol of it. And so here, this is epic. The ultra ones are kind of purple blue. The rare ones are green, and the common ones are blue. So if you go to scope.vitruvio.xyz, you can look at your holdings there. All right. So now getting back here, I want to talk a little bit about how we want to engage more people and grow this community. As you know, Warpcast, built on the sort of Farcast network, is growing in popularity. And what we are going to do this weekend is make the Vortex debut on Warpcast. So you'll be able to mint Vortex NFTs straight from the Warpcast app. So look for that this weekend. So let's talk a little bit more about what is coming up with Vortex World. This is information that I have shared in our daily updates, but it hasn't been shared to the whole sort of community at large. So let's talk a little bit about that, about what to expect with Vortex World. So in Vortex World, we basically have a map. It consists of a grid that's 20 by 20, and that's about 400 squares that we call regions, right? Now, this map is divided into quadrants. So if anyone is familiar with DC, this will look very familiar to you. So we have in the center here a 16 grid region that is headquarters. So that's Vortex headquarters. That's where we would have property, buildings, etc., related to Vortex. But all the remaining region is for gameplay, and you'll see the regions are lettered and numbered. So the letters go outward from the center to the exterior, and they go A to J. So in the northwest quadrant, that would be going from east to west, and the opposite on the northeast, it goes from east to west. So that's the letters, and then the numbers are from south to north in the upper quadrants, in the northern quadrants, and north to south in the lower quadrants. So that's how the regions are. Now, each region is subdivided into plots in a 10 by 10 grid, and the plots have terrain. And what we are going to do is we are going to launch very shortly here, which I'm going to talk about, a land claim, where all the NFT holders can go and basically, it's a land grab. You will be able to go and claim that. So that is in progress right now. And this is kind of a prototype I want to show you. But basically, if you think about these as plots, each of the different rarity NFTs will be eligible to get different types of terrain plots, and you'll be able to essentially occupy the map and build out, things like oceans and deserts and cities and rivers and streams and volcanoes and tundra regions and so on and so forth. So all of that, you'll also be able to build city systems and really design things, etc. Now, one of the things that's going to happen is when you lay down your plot, that's when you will be able to claim two things: a fixture and an asset. A fixture is something that's a physical portion of the vortex world, so like a building or a wall or a fountain or a barricade or a tower or things like that. And assets are things that you can move around. So it could be a weapon, it could be money, like coins, it could be an object like a basket or a wheelbarrow or something like that. So there will be an entire sort of in-game economy for trading these, etc. And both Vortex NFTs and the assets and fixtures will be also you can list them on the Honcho marketplace. So that's all of that is coming up. So let's talk about the specific details around that. So here's the roadmap. So as I mentioned, we have daily airdrops, total 25, and there's remaining 21. Our land claims, which I just described to you, kick off at block number 3941595. So what does that mean? Well, if you look at explorer.vitruvio.xyz, you can see, just like Ethereum and every other blockchain has its block scanner, you can see this the block number. So we have a 5-second block time, and right now we're at 3894016. So at block 3941595, this is when land claims get activated. That's Sunday at 10:15 p.m. PST. We will launch the vortexworld.xyz website. You'll be able to go there. You'll be able to connect your wallet. And then based upon the Vortex NFTs you have in there, it's going to give you the ability to choose a region and show you the plots for that region. And you'll be able to essentially claim them. Now, there is a strategy to this. You want to build a terrain that is to your advantage in the future. So in advance of this happening on Sunday, we will update the Gitbook with information about the terrain types and also the final sort of points and what benefits you can get. So I can share with you right now that we are working on finalizing this, but essentially every rarity type gets different types of terrain. Like, for example, common gets ocean, sea, desert, volcano, tundra. Epic gets urban, lake, bay, canal, custom, etc. So this is being finalized, and it will be by tomorrow, so we can have it implemented in the game. But again, this is when you come and claim land. Now, there are fewer plots than there are NFTs. So the early NFT adopters, the ones who are holders, get to essentially build a terrain. And the advantage of having the terrain is that you are able to collect rent, taxes, tolls, things like that as the game progresses. But ultimately, it's about controlling the flow of movement within the game because you own the territory. You could, for example, mark your territory as off limits, and then people have to work their way around it, etc. So all of that is going to develop in the gameplay. Our vision for Vortex World is that it's a long-term thing. It is an ongoing, perpetual game where we have opportunities for creators, gamers, game developers, game designers, and crypto investors. So we're going to synthesize all of these together. In particular, we want to create opportunity for artists to create in-game assets. And we have built a very flexible and powerful asset registry and license registry for creators, which is a total departure from what exists in Web3 today. Now, we're going to leverage that asset registry and we're going to leverage that license registry to create in-game ability to license assets and transfer them, etc. So within Vortex, licensing is going to be a first-class thing. So we fully anticipate that over time, as this grows and becomes successful, that major brands will want to participate and license their brands for use in this. So we expect Vortex World to be to be very, very big and very, very multi-dimensional, if you will, in terms of its capabilities. So that is all coming up. Now, over the next 21 days, here's what you can expect. We have a swap up feature so that people who are who potentially have a common can swap it up to a rare, or people who have a rare can swap to an ultra, and people who have an ultra can swap to an epic. Now, the swapped ones go right back into circulation, so they can be minted again. So the 100,000 is the supply, and that remains constant. So in addition to that, over the next 21 days, we're going to do a gradual fixture reveal. So that'll be on a specific date. You'll be able to know what fixtures you have, and you'll be able to build with that. We'll do an assets reveal. We will also enable honcho trading. We are aware right now that the marketplace has some issues, and actually Norberto's team is working to currently audit, what are all the exact problems and how we can resolve those. So it is on our to-do list to get that fixed as quickly as possible. As soon as it's fixed, you can expect to see Vortex listed on the marketplace. Also, within the next 21 days, we will publish the complete gameplay rules. Now, we expect that to be a dynamic thing, and it will continue to grow and develop over time. But the initial rules will be published. We'll have a cooling off period of about 2 or 3 days, and then on July 1, gameplay begins. The in-game currency for Vortex is Vitru. So it is going to be just like with Vitru Suite, the entire ecosystem uses Vitru as a currency. Ultimately, everything we do is centered around Vitru because that is the utility coin of the blockchain, the primary cryptocurrency, and we intend to use it everywhere. And that's how we expect it to gain in value. All right, so that is what is happening with Vortex. Lots of exciting things kicking off this weekend, and I'm very happy to participate in it with you. All right, so that brings us to today's download. I just want to report, though, that the past download series, I think the fulfillment is all completed, and this is today's download. So please grab it. We will have more prizes for you for season 3 also. So that is it for our presentation today. I'm going to take some questions now and answer those, and invite Zach back on here to talk about some of these things. All right, let's see. Here, CK says, that's quite a lot of winners, pretty awesome, but aren't we at a risk of price drop once we launch, since all these airdrops are not vested? Actually, they are vested, so that will not be an issue. We will be airdropping maximum NFTs to all of them. There is no scenario where we can do bulk airdrops of coins, knowing full well that there is a massive risk of price impact on that. So that's just not going to happen. So that do not worry about that. Godfrey asks, will we be able to stream art that we buy in the future, meaning stream from wallet? Thank you. Yes. So streaming in the context of art here has two variants. One is essentially being a subscriber to the Vitru stream service and being able to choose from curated playlists that you want to stream to devices on there. But then there's also people who own the art who want to just stream that, and we will make an application for that also. But we don't expect that to be the primary use case, because we've already observed that most people don't necessarily want to collect and own art other than the art collectors. Most people just want to appreciate it. They want to be able to see the art on their screens or on their hotels, restaurants, lobbies, hospitals, etc. But we definitely will have a solution for the art that's owned also. Rick says, I woke up to find I won an Ultra Vortex draw from last night. Congratulations, Rickness. So there's going to be many more people like that, because coming up, we have a total of 1,000 winners over 25 days. So they expect that there will be many more like that. So we have a lot of different sites in our Vitru community. How and when can we tie them all together? Well, look, the ecosystem for all blockchains is going to grow. It's going to be diverse. We don't intend for it to be centralized where we control things. we have a few things that we are seeding the ecosystem with and are creating what I would call sort of bootstrap applications. But ultimately, there's going to be third parties as our blockchain grows, our ecosystem grows. There's third parties that are going to come in, and it's going to be fairly impossible to have this tied together concept. So we have our properties, and we'll make sure our website, etc., gets updated with them. But our intent is, and we're already doing this, we open source everything so that other people can take that and build upon it. It is in our best interest that people take the work that we've done and mash it, hack it, change it around, repurpose it and republish it and relaunch it. So that is our goal. We want to be very open and decentralized, and hopefully there are lots of different sites, and people will find what they need to, just like you find what you need to on Ethereum, right? There's probably DApp Radar and sites like that for applications, but this is not like the early internet days where we have a portal, right, with all the links to everything. It's people will organically find the things they need to based upon what is trending at that particular time. So yeah. All right.
I've started some for you.
So Ampen says we need to be reaching out to art teachers all over the world. Today's students are tomorrow's consigners. Agreed, 100%. But here's what we don't want to do. What we don't want to do is do this prematurely. All right. So we are deliberately right now targeting the artists and creators who are already in Web3. Why? Because with them, they are familiar with it, right? And we can iron out all the issues, etc. When we reach out to Web2 users, that are people who know nothing about crypto, who know nothing about wallets, etc., we want them to have a beautiful, friendly experience that makes them excited about it. Honestly, I can tell you without any doubt right now that the crypto experience for a newbie is terrible. It's horrible. We don't want to subject them to that. So we are waiting patiently. We're going to go through the process of getting our software working well with Web3, and then we're going to layer on the Web2 features. So credit card purchases, for example, no need to have a crypto wallet. Just use your email, etc. So those are the ease of use things that are really, really important. And we don't want to ask people to come to Web3. We're going to take Web3 to them and meet them on their terms. And that is the only way we can scale this up to millions of users. And that's what we're going to do. So absolutely want to do all of this, but we want to do this at the point, which is not very far away. We are already talking about, for example, credit card purchases of collector credits and things like that. So yeah, we'll be doing that. We're really excited about that. All right. So can someone please look at the Scope Vitru Suite NFT viewer? It doesn't work for a lot of us. Okay, I will check that out. That is my app. I manage and build it and maintain it. So if there's a problem, I will look into it. Let's actually look at that and see right now. So right now, the Vitru NFTs, basically there's core NFTs. So I have one here. I have a Dreamer NFT in this account, and then the Vitru Suite. So that's my artworks that I own, and then the Vortex NFTs for this account. So it seems to be okay, but maybe there's an issue. I don't think there's any boosters in my account. Yeah, there aren't. But I will test it out and make sure that there is no issues there. So I'm actually not sharing my screen. I should have done that. So let me just do that real quick.
Yeah,
so boosters. Sorry. There's my Vortex NFTs, my Vitru Suite NFTs, and my core NFT. So it all seems to be okay, but I'm sure there could be problems with different accounts. So we'll sort that out. All right, we'll remove that again. All right, I'm just scrolling through and looking for. So Vijay asks, did you make any decisions about booster holders stream revenue share, please? Yes. So there's been proposals from the community about making the streaming revenue share more wholesome. In other words, giving a portion of it to everybody. Now, obviously, that requires a little bit of rethinking. And given the velocity of progress we are making on Vitru Studio and Vortex, etc., literally haven't had time to do anything else. But that is on my to-do list. I've seen the proposals. Thank you for that. I think they make sense. But we also want to make sure that we have a balance there, right? Ultimately, we want the artists and the curators to be paid handsomely for the work they are doing first, and then have the affiliate paid because they referred us to the sale. And then what remains is for the platform and the rev share for all of us. So we have to figure out a way where we don't take too much away from the artists and the creators, because ultimately we want to make sure they have a sustainable income. And a streaming revenue is going to be a volume based, right? It's a small amount of revenue which is driven by a lot of volume. I've shared previously the streaming financial model, which we will revisit. So if you want to look at that, please go to YouTube Vitruvio and look at our previous download, probably 2 downloads ago, where I shared sort of the streaming download financial model. We are really targeting a world where we can have all creators have a steady state income every month. And if we are going to take away a lot of that in fees, that does adversely impact that. But we can come up with a fair model. I think that is certainly possible. So I think what I'd like to do is take another week, maybe, to work on that, and next download we can revisit that.
He shared his what his error was. So and just so when you got to open up the browser console and tell us what that error is, and that'll help us debug it.
Yep. All right. So all right. So Kelly has. Oops. Sorry. Here we go. Kelly has multiple questions. So one, are you still going to Miami? Also, a lot of the community wants to hear about plans for Vitro. When will the airdrop program be out of the soft launch phase? All right. So really, really good questions. And yeah, it's a question blast there. So I have actually tabled my decision to travel to Miami simply because there's just so much going on, and I cannot afford to take the time off. So we are going to do things virtually, and people are fine with that. The plans for Vitro remain unchanged. It is our primary DEX token. We launched it first in order to learn. Like, we were newbies and didn't know a lot about things like other people might know, but we didn't. And so we launched that to understand better what it takes to get it listed, what it takes to move it, grow it, provide liquidity, etc. So it is going to be there, and it is now firmly present on our DEX, and we will over time pay more attention to it. So let's use this also as an opportunity to address the question that everyone keeps asking me. My answer remains unchanged. We are working very hard to figure out the best time and avenue to launch wrapped Vitru. I say wrapped Vitru because Vitru is a rebasing token coin and cannot be listed. So there's a wrapped version of it. So speaking of that, also there are 2 contracts around wrapped Vitru. One is obsolete. The current one is not on the DEX. So we have to go back and look at what someone might have added there that is not current. But anyway, getting back on track, we are almost laser-like focused. I don't talk about it a lot on downloads because, look, there are a lot of people out here who want to create FUD, etc., about it, and not interested in entertaining that. So just know that behind the scenes, our full focus is on getting wrapped Vitru listed as soon as possible. One of the things I alluded to in prior downloads was that it is important for us to have meaningful traction. Look at what's happening in the ecosystem right now. If you don't see that traction, then you're not paying attention. With Vortex, with Vitru Suite, etc. This is getting the ecosystem all fired up, getting more people into it, and this is what everyone is looking for in crypto with a coin. Investors, etc. That's all they're looking for, and so we are there now, and we have to maintain that, right? It can't just be a blip. Like, here we went up and then it's gone down again. So we have to sustain this and grow this, and this is why I was showing you sort of the trending charts, and that's really important. So we are in advanced talks right now with a tier 1 exchange. We continue to do that, and we are making sure that we can get Wrap Vitru listed as soon as possible. But make no mistake, we are not going to create a scenario where we list Wrap Vitru for it to die. We are not going to do that. We want the coin to be extremely successful. And if that means people have to be patient, people have to be patient. No one wants anything but the best for Wrap Vitru, right? And so take into account the whole ecosystem, take into account all the pieces of data that are available to you, and then think about what a rational person should do, especially in a leadership role. And that's exactly what we are doing. But we are committed. We are committed to making sure. In fact, right now it's even more important because the creators are coming in and they also need liquidity. So the pressure is intense. I get it. We are working on it. When will the airdrop program be out of the soft launch phase? So look, when you have a startup and you are trying to make progress and build out an ecosystem, you try out different things. And for some things, the timing may not be right, etc. So you go back, you retool and think, okay, what's a new way to address this? And that's what we are doing with airdrop right now. We are trying to figure out how can we integrate it better with all the existing systems we have. So now we've got some traction on Vitru Suite, we've got some traction on Vortex. So expect that in the next few weeks, those will be integrated with airdrop, and then you will see that also move up. So there are a lot of moving parts here, folks. And I always see comments about one thing or the other that almost treats it like it's in isolation. It's important to remember that this is interconnected. This is one blockchain and it's an entire ecosystem. So what you got to do is really think about the impact of one decision on something else. And overall, what we're trying to do is make sure that the decisions we make elevate the entire ecosystem. Why? Because, well, we've got a coin we want to launch and we want to make sure that that's very successful. But that's just one thing, right? It's not just launch the coin. It is sustain the coin for years and grow the ecosystem for years. So I cannot be thinking like an individual crypto investor who's like, here's my holding. What will the price be at launch and when can I sell, right? I have to think past that and make sure that it is sustainable over time for years and years and decades even. And that's an important thing for us to do. And that's how we are approaching it. But make no mistake, listing Wrap Vitru is a high priority for us. Now, having said that, I will tell you that one of the top questions we get from every exchange we talk to and a lot of investors is, hey, so what's the volume right now on your DEX for that token? And, we haven't listed it yet. And we didn't have that possibility until recently when we introduced USDC. So now that we have USDC, we have a new possibility, a new avenue, which I'm not saying we're going to take, but it is a new avenue that is available to us, which is list Wrap Vitru on our DEX with a USDC pair, provide liquidity, and have it grow there, and then simultaneously listed on 2 to 3 exchanges. So that is a possibility that is now open to us also, and we will definitely entertain it, and we will take the community feedback. This is not a decision that can be made lightly, and we will definitely take community feedback on that. So there's a lot of levers here, a lot of things going on. And just believe me, like you can see from the evidence, right? We are doing everything possible to elevate the ecosystem activity, to get things moving, etc. And we are seeing results. Everything is positive and really, really working well. We are also going to focus on that transaction volume. I see a question there about rebasing. Yeah, it's an important thing for us to get those rebases going because we are, past the sort of honeymoon period where transactions were low. Now we got to get these apps moving and we get the transaction volume up. So everything is happening. It just can't happen at the snap of a finger. It requires time and effort, and we're putting all of that into it and doing the best we can with the resources we have. So I'll leave it at that. All right. And we have 400 people viewing this stream. So welcome to the Vitruvio ecosystem for all the newcomers, especially those who are coming on board just because they are a new creator, who are learning about Vitruvio or joining the Vortex world, etc. Welcome. We have a lot of exciting things going. We are just getting started. So thanks for all of that. And yeah, Zach, do you have any closing remarks? Because I think I'm kind of done with questions here.
Sure. Yeah. No, I'm good for today.
All right. So thank you all, and if I hope to see you in another 11 hours. Yeah, at the
All right. You got Vortex tonight.
daily Vortex airdrop, and hopefully you will participate and be part of the great the sorry words the launch we're doing on Sunday of the Vortex, where you can do the claim. We're excited about that, and that is at block 3941595, the land claim. Sorry, that's the word that was eluding me. Sunday 10:15 p.m. PST. So have a great weekend, everybody. There's a lot to look forward to at Vitruvio. We are buzzing on all fronts and are really excited to be in on this journey with you. So thank you, and I'm out.